Hello, voiceover Beardo here. It's been a while since I've done one of these voiceovers to a time lapse, so I figured I'd do another one. I had a bit of a fit of productivity, so I managed to get a few jobs done, including hanging out the laundry, which had been stagnating for a couple of days. So I finally got around to doing that. Yeah, and then I managed to get on to cleaning the kitchen and loading the dishwasher. So it was a good day to get jobs done. Managed to tick these two off my list. The kitchen is long overdue, so it was good to get that done. In a way. So yeah, I've kind of talked about this a few times before when I've done these time lapse videos of me doing jobs around the house. I struggle to do them because neurodiverse people don't necessarily get that sort of job reward satisfaction of completing the sort of daily chores around the house. So it's often difficult for particularly ADHD people to keep on top of things because our brains kind of don't necessarily regulate dopamine in the same way that neurotypical people regulate it. So that's a large part of the reason as to why we struggle with sort of day-to-day life admin, as it were, in air quotes, because we don't get that sense of satisfaction of starting or completing those tasks. So we sort of put them off for as long as possible, and that's sort of a big sort of reason as to why it can come across as lazy a little bit. Sorry about that, got rudely interrupted by a phone call mid-recording this voiceover, so apologies if you heard that or if that came across on the mic. Yeah, so as I was saying, we don't necessarily get a dopamine response to completing tasks, so we often struggle to see the point in doing them, and that I think is a large part of why people tend to think we're lazy. So it's a shame because they don't. One of the frustrating things about having ADHD is people often don't see the things that we struggle with. Particularly if you've got, like me, if you've got inattentive ADHD, I feel like a lot of the more debilitating things about ADHD are internalized. So it makes people it's harder for people to empathise and sympathise with what we struggle with because they don't see it, or at least they only see a small portion of it and they don't really understand what it's like. Especially if you're like me, I sort of really struggle with verbalizing the things that I struggle with. I sort of I think the term is alexithymia or something like that, and this is quite a common thing for neurodivergent people to sort of struggle with verbalizing how they're feeling. And it's, like there's a bit of a disconnect between what you're feeling and what you want to say, if that makes any kind of sense. I more often than not will put on, that I'm doing fine or alright, because I don't know how to verbalise what it is that I'm feeling. And it's not that I don't have the vocabulary or don't know what the words are. It's just that it's almost like there's no right word to what I'm feeling. Again, I don't know if that's a particularly coherent thought from me, but I hope that makes sense. And it's a very frustrating experience, because it means I don't sort of reach out for help, because I'm not very good at putting what I need into coherent sentences. So yeah, that's just one of that's another frustrating thing about having ADHD. It full of little things like that, and paradoxes that most people just kind of find frustrating, including myself. I find it incredibly difficult to ask for help because I don't know what it is that I need help with. So it's a bit of a vicious cycle, really. But yeah, obviously yesterday seemed to be a bit of a good day, because I managed to do a fairly full-on clean of the kitchen. So obviously yesterday was a good day. Normally, when it comes to cooking or eating, I clean the one pot or plate or bowl that I need for that meal, and then leave the rest of it. But I figured it was about time I took on the whole kitchen, and yeah, I'm glad I remembered that I had gloves, because the sink was full of gubbins and, well, it had food in the bottom, which was unpleasant. But yeah, most people don't see that, and don't see the struggle with doing the day-to-day stuff, and that's frustrating for me and anyone else who tries to help, because I can't really explain why I struggle with what I struggle with. So that means that people can't really help in a way that's useful. So it's just frustrating all around, really. But yeah, I'm just kind of finishing off with cleaning the hob here. I think this is almost the end of the split up bit, and then I had a phone call with the pharmacist from the doctors here, so it does end here, in fact. Just checking in on my chilli plants. Don't think there's any ripe ones on there. Might be one down there, one small one. Down there, oh, another one there. Short focus, down there. And there's another one coming here as well. Yeah, so there's about 2 or 3 there that look like they might be coming. Yeah, and then I've just covered this tray in tin foil in order to keep some of the moisture in to help the seeds germinate. So I don't know whether or not that will help, but I figured I might as well give it a go. So yeah, which I'll see. Pretty certain there's nothing on this one. Well, no ripe ones at least anyway. Not that I can see, but I'd say that's kind of ripe. This one, I'm not so sure about this one. So, I think it might only be partially ripe, this one. If I can get a look at it. Yeah, and it's still a bit green on the end, that one. But this small one is probably ripe-ish. And this one also looks fairly ripe. It's hard to tell, I won't focus properly, but I can't see any other ripe ones on there. There's a couple of soon to be ripe ones. But yeah. I don't know whether to pick this one or not. You can't really tell on the camera. Or can you? No, can't really focus. It's a lot darker red near the tip where I'm holding it. It's a lot darker red there than it is nearer the stem. So I don't know. I don't know if I should give it another day or two. Yeah, that one's definitely not quite ripe. This one hiding under this leaf. If I can get that. It's still sort of, won't focus, but still sort of green. Yeah, it'll be a pain in the ass to try and focus in on that one. Oh, there you go. It's not quite, but there's a few on the turn. That one's kind of on the turn to red, and I think there's one down here that's at the very beginning of turning red. You can't really tell. That one's on the very beginning of turning red. Oh, and one here. Couple there that look like they're on the turn. But yeah, they're going well. Seem to like it in here, so that's not a bad thing. So yeah, nice little greenhouse. It's a bit overcast today, so it's a bit cooler. It's not been as roasting hot the last month, so I think we've probably got away with it now. It's August. It might start
not being as hot. So we shall see. I'll just pick this small one. Little dwarf chili. Still probably have a bit of a kick to it, so I won't chomp on it straight away, like I did the other day, or last week, or whenever it was. This bigger one, I don't think. I mean, it's all red, but it's just got a darker shade of red at one end than the other. And then there's good. So I'm hoping I just do that. See what pollen. Most chili plants are self-pollinators, so you can kind of go from one flower to the next with some pollen and just kind of spread it about a bit. Any other flowers? I don't see any other flowers. That one's a finished flower. Yeah, so keep an eye on this one and on this tray and see if anything happens. Bit of a dead flower there. Take that off. I wonder if I should pick this one or not. It's not quite. I mean, I don't know. It looks different on camera than it does when I'm looking at it. So, I mean, it looks mostly ready. So I don't know, I'm going to make the executive decision and pick it. There we go. Better. Come on. Yeah, I don't know why that's not focusing. Maybe it's because I've got it mega zoomed in. Yeah, so that is it. But yeah, I think those are the only two right ones on there. So anyway, I'm going to go do my walk now. Now it's cooled down a little bit, so I shall check in later. Hello, Peter Boggins, doing a little end of the video to end the video on. Yeah, so I had a rare moment of executive function and managed to tidy the kitchen up a little bit. So obviously ignoring the pot and the tea mugs in the sink, I did manage to load the dishwasher. I managed to get something done. That sort of kicked in out of nowhere, so I figured I'd ride the wave of a bit of executive function for a change. Yeah, so I managed to take it off my list of to-do things. So I'll probably sweep the floor tomorrow. At some point. What else was I going to say? I don't know. So yeah. What is tomorrow? It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know what I should say. The things that might help me remember that I've got frozen vegetables in the freezer was to get like a picture of a bag of frozen vegetables and like stick it to the freezer door in the that would help me remember that I've actually got frozen veg in the freezer, and to remember to use them, because I don't really eat enough vegetables in my diet, but I've got frozen veg in there ready to go, so I think I need to start reintroducing some sort of healthy food into my lifestyle. I also figured the best way to avoid eating unhealthy food and stuff is just to not buy it, because if I have it in the house it's going to get eaten within the first day. So yeah, I need to kick that habit and clean my eating habits up a little bit. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's it really. Can't think what else I need to say about today. So yeah, I shall probably edit everything I've videoed and put it up in the morning because I'm about to go to bed, and I did some did some time-lapse video recording today, so I need to do some voiceover for that, and yeah, I'm a bit tired, so I'll leave that till the morning. So yeah, I'm sure whoever watches these will survive the night. So plus my phone's about to die anyway. So on that note, ta-ta, and I shall see you at some point in the future.